We've got our buddy Antoine, Michigan fan, showing up with a question for Matt here. He says, Antoine, has Matt seen an uptick in other Big Ten teams intruding on his recruiting territory, meaning USC, because they think there will be an uptick and Big Ten teams shopping there?
I think the answer there, Antoine, and it's a good question, is simply that recruiting is already a more national thing. Like this was a reality when Lincoln Riley came to USC, right? That USC was going to need to establish a presence in the Midwest and also in Texas, and of course, Caleb Williams coming over, not just from Oklahoma, but like Caleb Williams is going to help USC recruit the DMV in Maryland and Washington D.C. and Baltimore. Like that was in motion before the move to the Big Ten. That USC was going to be recruiting nationally. You look at Tackett Curtis. USC beat out Ohio State and Wisconsin for Curtis, a linebacker from Louisiana. Like USC was going to need to win those kinds of recruiting battles, whether or not it went to the Big Ten. I mean, obviously, it takes on more significance now that USC is going to the Big Ten. But like Lincoln Riley has, Josh Henson and other members of his staff have Texas ties. So like it's really important for Riley, as a guy who grew up in Texas, having ties to that state. And of course, he had to win a ton of recruiting battles in the state of Texas when he was at Oklahoma. So like he's bringing that perspective and he's bringing those connections in ways that he has a national recruiting strategy. So for the Ohio States and Michigans of the world, like they know they need to be relevant in Southern California. And of course, CJ Stroud, for Ohio State, that's an example of Ohio State already reaching out, beyond its home base. So, the thing with USC recruiting is in terms of Big Ten teams, recruiting in California. Clay Helton just was really bad at building a fence around USC's backyard, and you're not going to get every prospect, but like a much larger percentage of prospects slipped through the cracks, went to other nationally established programs. And so, like, you can't prevent every homegrown prospect from leaving, but you can certainly reduce the rate. You can reduce the level of frequency with which that happens. And so that's really the mission, that, you can't, create a fully airtight seal, but you can retain a lot more. And I think, we've generally have seen that a lot more prospects from the modern days, the St. John Boscos, the elite high schools in the Southern California footprint, they want to play for USC, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Because like, who wouldn't want to play for a souped up, roaring Lincoln Riley offense? So, you're seeing more retention. And I think that you combine, just more retention of Southern California talent with continuing to win these battles nationally, such as Tackett Curtis and such as other recruiting battles. Now, what's also magnified, Antoine, is it now becomes more important for USC to win a few more recruiting battles in the DMV. Now that's a Big Ten place for USC. With Maryland and then Rutgers in New York, New Jersey, and then Pennsylvania. Just win your share of battles there and increase the level of retention in California, and you should have a pretty good formula. We recall Pete Carroll went into Louisiana to get Joe McKnight, and he went to New Jersey to get Dwayne Jarrett. Like even 2 decades before USC went to the Big Ten, Pete Carroll had to win his share of national battles in other regions of the country to get significant players into USC. So to a certain extent, recruiting is just more national than ever before, but obviously you want to increase the rate of retention in USC's backyard. And on offense, that's definitely happening.